G'day, I'm Alister Christie from LearnDelphi.tv, and in this video we are going to look at building a report. In fact, we're going to build an application, but we're never actually going to compile it. Sort of an interesting proposition. What I have here is a list of randomly generated names, and we want to print these names onto a page and then cut them out and slip them into little plastic name tag holder things. And this is a little application I had to write recently. Now, this is I received a Word document in a table. It was not as neatly formatted as this. In fact, there was a number of tables and a bit of a mess. But anyway, the first thing we want to do is convert this to CSV. So we can do that reasonably readily in LibreOffice. We can go to table, convert table to text, and I'm going to make it comma delimited. And then I'm presuming I can save this as text. Text. In fact, it's plain text just in case. And we'll call this names.csv. Hopefully that hasn't added the .txt on the end. Okay, so now we're going to go over to Delphi. And let's just create a new VCL Windows application. In fact, before you do that, you need to go into Tools, get it Package Manager, and we want to install FastReports because we're wanting some sort of reporting engine, and you get a sort of free version of FastReports with Delphi. And I've already installed it. I've installed the VCL version. You could equally well install the FireMonkey version. So installed, and basically just click on that, go install. It will require a restart of Delphi, but that's fine. And we want to add a FRX report. Now, we somehow need to get data into this report, and for that, we'll do a FDMM table, and I'm just going to go into the fields editor and have a first name, new. I should know the shortcuts for that. I should have a size as well. I'll call it 100. And first name is 20, but 100. That will make the display width 20 on each of them, just so that. And we can, in fact, to create that, we just set it active. I was looking for the create dataset, but that's client datasets, force of habit. So let's also throw a data source and a DB grid. So we'll just hook up the various bits and pieces. Okay, and we'll make a very sophisticated GUI by just, in fact, we'll just align it to client. That's probably the easiest thing to do. So that's our data access, so to speak, but we now want to import data from the CSV file into our FDMM table. So we're going to do that with a batch move. And with the batch move, we need a reader and writer. So we are going to grab a dataset writer and a text reader. So there's our batch move and our reader and writer. So on our writer, we assign the dataset. And on our reader, we want to assign the text file. And I think it was names.txt. We can click on the little dots. Names.csv. Okay, so that's our list of 50 names. And we need to specify some fields on the text reader, I think. Data defs. Okay. And it's a string. And it's also a string. And if we've done everything correctly, I should just be able to click execute on that, used by another process. Okay, so let's shut that down. And there we go. There we've got all our names in our client dataset. So now we want to build the report. Now to access the data, we actually need one more component. And that's a dataset something or other. Try DB dataset. And I can set the data source. It's probably a description or something. This is probably where I admit I don't know FastReports very well. We'll call it names rather creatively. So to edit our report, we just double click on the report icon. And we see we have a page and data. Why don't we have data? Follow the instructions. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so on our page, we need to add a detail band, which is one of these something or other things here. Detail data. Assign it to that data set. And we'll grab the first name and surname. Now, I've just double clicked on the report area and we want 2 columns. Number 2 and the width to be 7.5. And those locations are just fine. Okay. And we want to make this 4.5 high. So that's the size of our labels. And I'm just going to go with there's a font property somewhere. So I'll stick with Arial. I'll make it bold. And let's try 2836. That's probably too big. I'll go back to our font. 28 will probably do. Still looks like it's likely. Oh no, that might be fine for a first name and then a surname. 10, 15. And we can preview that. Have occurred incorrect band position data detail 1. Okay, it turns out I need a master band, not a detail band. So I'm just going to cut those and delete the band and add a master band. Assign it the data. Put that back and make our height 4.5. And let's preview that. Okay, so that's basically our labels done for 50 people. What I will do though is grab an image. And I might just align right. And adjust this to an appropriate size. Okay, and send to back. And then we have some reasonable looking labels. We need some gaps between them, so I'm sure we can add a child band. Make that nice and narrow, and that should give us some space. And what the other thing we can do is add a shape. Go rounded rectangle. And align that to client. Okay. Oh, maybe we'll go with a square rectangle because it'd be easier against the tree. Align client center back and center back on the tree. Okay, I think that might be our design finished. And zoom out a bit. And then we're getting a dozen labels to a page. And that's the application finished. And we could then just print this out from here. So this will, if I close out of this, that report will automatically get saved, so we can get back into it and think about it. There we go. So that's our application built. I haven't compiled it once, and I haven't written a single line of code. So I thought this was, I did this the other day, in fact yesterday, and I thought it was a bit of a novelty that you might be interested in. So thanks for watching. Also, let's bring my homepage up. And I've just remembered I've got one more tip for you. But first, the hard sell. I've written a book, Code Faster in Delphi. If you want to learn to be more productive in Delphi, then you need to get this book. It's currently available on LeanPub. And the current price is $30, but you can actually pay $25 if you find that $30 is too expensive. It's quite interesting that hardly anyone has paid $25. Most people have paid $30, so I think that's pretty cool. And I have to say, I'm very, very pleased with the support from the Delphi community I have received. Now, this extra tip. It might be the case that one of these names needs to be changed, and you might go back to your document and change it and re-import and all that kind of stuff. But we can just right-click on our FDNM table and go Edit Data. And if we pick a name at random-ish, say James, actually likes to be called Jamie, we can make that change, and that will be on it's in our data, and therefore be on our report when we print it. So that's been there for a few versions of Delphi, and it's pretty helpful. So thank you for watching this video. I'm Alister Christie, and I hope you found it useful, and buy my book. See you next time.